The internet had been buzzing for weeks with relentless rumors, late-night forum theories, and explosive headlines regarding the undeniable on-screen chemistry and off-screen dynamic between two of China's most beloved young stars, Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei. Fans dissected every shared glance at award ceremonies, every behind-the-scenes clip, and every micro-expression during promotional interviews, desperately searching for a confirmation of what everyone secretly suspected. The media frenzy reached an absolute fever pitch when industry insiders hinted that a massive revelation was about to drop, one that would finally clear the air and address the endless speculation surrounding their relationship. Zhang Linghe had always maintained a polished, careful public persona, navigating the intense scrutiny of the entertainment industry with a quiet, polite composure that left little room for tabloids to maneuver. Yet, behind the closed doors of his private studio, the weight of the constant rumors was beginning to take a toll, not just on his own peace of mind, but on his genuine friendship with Tian Xiwei. They had shared grueling months on set together, battling harsh weather conditions, memorizing thousands of lines of complex dialogue, and building a foundation of mutual trust that felt entirely different from the superficial connections common in the spotlight. Tian Xiwei, known for her vibrant, unfiltered personality and radiant smiles, had similarly found herself caught in the crossfire of public curiosity, often having to field intrusive questions from reporters who cared more about gossip than her actual craft. Despite the noise, she handled the chaos with her characteristic grace, refusing to let the fabricated narratives dictate how she interacted with her co-star or how she approached her career. But as the rumors grew increasingly out of hand, both actors realized that staying silent was no longer a viable option, because the silence was beginning to overshadow the hard work they had poured into their collaborative projects. The decision to finally break his silence was not made lightly by Zhang Linghe, who spent several sleepless nights contemplating the best way to address the situation without fueling the sensationalist fire of the paparazzi. He knew that every single word he chose would be scrutinized, twisted, and analyzed by millions of fans across global social media platforms, turning a simple clarification into a massive cultural event. He wanted to speak directly to the people who genuinely supported them, bypassing the clickbait headlines and offering an authentic glimpse into the reality of their professional and personal bond. A quiet, understated studio was chosen for the release, far away from the chaotic red carpets and screaming fans, featuring a simple setup that emphasized sincerity over theatrical production value. When Zhang Linghe finally sat down in front of the camera, his expression was serious yet calm, carrying the quiet confidence of a man ready to set the record straight once and for all. He took a slow, deep breath, looked directly into the lens as if making eye contact with every single viewer watching from home, and began to speak from the very depths of his heart. He started by acknowledging the elephant in the room, openly addressing the overwhelming wave of curiosity, shipping culture, and endless speculation that had followed him and Tian Xiwei ever since they first stepped onto the set together. Instead of showing annoyance or frustration, his tone was remarkably warm, filled with a deep sense of appreciation for the passionate fanbase that invested so much of their time and emotion into following their journeys. He noted that he understood why people were so captivated by their dynamic, admitting that the energy they created together in front of the cameras was something special that even he could vividly feel. However, he firmly yet gently drew a clear line between the fictional worlds they brought to life and the actual reality of their day-to-day lives away from the public eye. He explained that when an actor spends 12 to 14 hours a day immersed in intense emotional scenes with a talented partner, building a profound sense of camaraderie is not just inevitable, but necessary for the art to resonate with the audience. Tian Xiwei, he emphasized, was an exceptionally hardworking, dedicated, and brilliant actress whose professionalism constantly pushed him to elevate his own performances to entirely new heights. He recalled specific moments from their filming schedule when things became incredibly difficult, such as enduring freezing winter night shoots where their breath turned to visible mist and their lines were nearly impossible to deliver through chattering teeth. In those grueling moments, it was Tian Xiwei's infectious laughter, unwavering resilience, and supportive words that kept the morale of the entire cast and crew afloat, proving her to be much more than just a talented face on a screen. Zhang Linghe shared how deeply he respected her tenacity, noting that her ability to stay grounded despite her meteoric rise in the industry was something he genuinely admired. The true meaning behind his decision to speak out, he revealed, was to protect the purity of that friendship from being distorted by the toxic narratives and malicious rumors frequently spread by anonymous online trolls. He expressed his deep disappointment upon seeing how harmless behind-the-scenes interactions were often weaponized to create drama, pit fanbases against each other, or manufacture non-existent conflicts between them. He wanted to remind everyone that at the core of all the glamour, scripts, and cameras were two human beings trying their absolute best to navigate their careers with integrity and mutual respect. Addressing the specific buzzwords and hidden meanings that fans had spent countless hours decoding on social media, Zhang offered a candid breakdown of what those viral moments actually meant in context. That lingering look during the promotional press conference, which fans swore was a confession of hidden romance, was actually just a moment of shared anxiety before stepping onto a massive stage in front of thousands of screaming spectators. The private inside jokes they shared, which often leaked through blurred audio or grainy fancams, were simply the result of surviving months of exhausting work schedules and inside humor built on set. He made it abundantly clear that while they shared a wonderful, harmonious bond based on professional respect and genuine friendship, they were currently focused entirely on their respective artistic goals and individual career trajectories. The entertainment industry demanded an immense amount of sacrifice, long hours of isolation, and relentless dedication, leaving very little room for anything outside of their primary commitments to their craft. By laying out these facts plainly, he hoped to alleviate the unnecessary pressure that had been placed on both of them by an overly enthusiastic public looking for a fairy tale ending. As the monologue continued, Zhang shifted his focus specifically to Tian Xiwei, addressing her directly through the camera lens with a message that was intended to clear the air between them once and for all. He thanked her publicly for her patience, her loyalty as a colleague, and her unwavering ability to laugh off the ridiculous headlines that constantly plagued their daily lives. He acknowledged that bearing the brunt of public scrutiny was never easy, especially for a young actress who poured her heart and soul into every single character she brought to life, and he wanted her to know that her efforts were seen and deeply valued. He reflected on how their friendship had evolved from an initial cautious politeness into a comfortable, sibling-like dynamic where they could tease each other relentlessly without any fear of offense or misunderstanding. That level of comfort, he explained, was rare to find in an industry built on temporary associations and superficial networking, making their bond something he intended to cherish and protect regardless of what the internet said. He urged the fans to appreciate Tian Xiwei for her incredible talent, her sharp intellect, and her vibrant spirit, rather than reducing her entire existence to a romantic puzzle piece in someone else's story. The atmosphere in the room shifted from serious confession to a more reflective, philosophical discussion about the nature of fame, privacy, and the illusion of intimacy created by modern social media platforms. Zhang spoke candidly about the surreal experience of watching one's own life become public property, where every gesture, outfit, and casual remark was dissected by millions of strangers who felt entitled to a piece of your soul. He admitted that maintaining a boundary between his public persona and his private reality was the hardest lesson he had learned since entering the competitive world of Chinese television dramas. Yet, despite the challenges, he expressed profound gratitude for the platform he had been given, recognizing that the very fans who scrutinized his every move were also the ones who made his dreams a tangible reality. He asked for understanding and respect moving forward, emphasizing that true support meant allowing artists the breathing room to live their lives authentically without being boxed into rigid, manufactured narratives. He hoped that by speaking his truth clearly and without hesitation, he could put an end to the cycle of misinformation and allow everyone to move forward with a renewed sense of clarity and positivity. The revelation sent immediate shockwaves across the digital landscape, instantly trending across major platforms as millions of fans scrambled to watch the video, parse his exact words, and share their emotional reactions. Reviewers, entertainment analysts, and casual viewers alike praised Zhang for his mature, direct, and respectful approach to a situation that could easily have been mishandled or exploited for publicity. Instead of playing games or feeding the hype machine for engagement, he chose transparency, maturity, and the protection of a genuine human connection over fleeting sensationalism. Tian Xiwei herself responded shortly after the video aired, sharing a simple yet powerful message on her official social media channels that echoed Linghe's sentiments of mutual respect and steadfast friendship. Her brief acknowledgement was met with an overwhelming wave of relief from fans who had grown exhausted by the constant drama and toxicity that had threatened to overshadow their artistic achievements. It became immediately clear that both actors were completely aligned in their desire to let their work speak for itself, leaving the manufactured gossip behind in the dust where it belonged. The fallout from the revelation marked a turning point in how their fandoms interacted online, with many fan clubs shifting their focus away from shipping conspiracies and toward celebrating their individual upcoming projects and acting milestones. Critics noted that Zhang Linghe's willingness to step forward and take control of the narrative demonstrated a level of emotional intelligence and leadership that set a positive example for other young stars navigating the treacherous waters of modern celebrity culture. It proved that honesty, when delivered with kindness and firmness, could dismantle even the most complex webs of rumors in a matter of minutes. As the dust finally began to settle on the internet, the true meaning behind Zhang Linghe's silence and his eventual revelation became crystal clear to everyone paying close attention. It was never about hiding a scandalous secret, nor was it about playing promotional games to boost viewership ratings for an upcoming television series premiere. It was simply about reclaiming ownership of his own narrative, protecting a cherished friendship from the destructive nature of public gossip, and honoring the hard work they both put into their craft. Looking back at the entire saga, the journey from wild speculation to absolute clarity served as a fascinating study of modern fandom culture and the intense pressures faced by young idols in the spotlight. Zhang Linghe's words remained etched in the minds of his supporters, serving as a powerful reminder that behind every dazzling poster and glamorous red carpet appearance are real people striving for authenticity in an artificial world. The bond between him and Tian Xiwei emerged stronger than ever, tested by fire and proven through mutual respect, leaving behind a legacy of resilience that transcended the temporary noise of internet gossip.